So what was your relationship like with your mentors during this time, and how did they sort of help you through this process?
Oh gosh. So it's crazy because it's like I have a love-hate relationship with them. I mean, throughout this entire process, it hasn't changed. Even when I changed businesses, they were the one that was like, so are you going to start curling your hair, or like, how does this work? And and even the education portion, it was a struggle for me because I would order all these products and I can't test it on myself. My hair is completely different. So I was like, great, I have 6 different product lines here. Let me see if I can get some volunteers, right? It prolonged a process that before it's like I could test quality control. Hey, do my hair, cut my nails, do what my makeup, whatever that is, and it may take an hour to vet someone out or vet different products that I would have them use on me. And in this, it was like, okay, find a curly model. Okay, let her come in and play with your hair. Oh wait, find a stylist because you need that expertise, right? So they saw these hurdles, and some of them, of course, I would see immediately. I think I was so ambitious to get something else off the ground because I had just completely stripped my identity with my last company, that I needed them to bring these hurdles, and I needed to face them, right? To vet out if this was the right journey for me.
Yeah. And what did you feel like in the course of those conversations? I feel like a lot of us will say, no, yeah, I want to be challenged and I want to be pushed. But then when you actually get in the moment, it's not a pleasant feeling. Or you feel defensive because you're talking about something that is very personal because it's your idea, your concept. So how did you sort of evolve with the way you interacted with your mentors over the course of your relationship with them?
Oh gosh, it's such a sticky question because I am that person that's always like, give me feedback. I want feedback, right? But I think, and I've always been that way, even in my corporate job prior to becoming an entrepreneur. In having that mentality helped me climb the ladder, right? I think it's a little bit different when you're dealing with your baby. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit different. I still had the mentality, but they would say things to me, and inside of me, I was just like, how dare he? Like, what? Of course we thought of that. And it's like, no,
right.
Maybe you halfway thought of it, right? But did you execute on it, or did you dive in deeper? So in the beginning stages, it was very tough. I mentioned before that we had spent an extended amount of time just building out the technology and doing research with our head down. So finally coming up the surface with immediate pushback on all of our concepts that we had been putting all of our money into, all of our time into. It was a struggle. So I would have to sit there. I would say at that moment, having a co-founder was a luxury, right? Because we could sit there and one of us would be mad when we walked out of the meeting and the other one would talk him down. It's like, okay, we don't have another meeting for a month. We're not going to work on this homework for at least a week. We need time to cool off and think about all the things that they said. And after the cool off period, it was always like, okay, they majority of the time were right. And I think a big part of that is getting comfortable with the people you're in the room with, right? The more that you exercise these skills with them, or the more you create these relationships, the less emotional you are when they give you this feedback. You're like, okay, this is so-and-so. This is just how he likes to communicate. He means no harm by it. Or, okay, how many times has this person brought something really valuable to the team? Like, I might not want to hear this right now, but it's something that I need to look into, So I think just revisiting and exercising that I want feedback, but now give me feedback on my baby. It's a little bit different.
Yes.
If you go tell a mother that your baby is cute, but it would be cuter with these clothes and this haircut, and how about you try all these things? And you're like, no. Right. Like, absolutely. Of course I'm going to fight back.
Already.
Yep.
So, and I think a testament to your ability to get past that, even though maybe that was like an initial response, is the fact that one of your mentors from the program, and it's a group mentorship program, so you had multiple mentors, but one of them is now mentoring you on an ongoing basis. So How did that
Yeah.
relationship continue, and how valuable has it been since?
Oh my gosh, it's it's been amazing. And I would say, you know, you asked me like where the evolution of that relationship was, and I think the entire time I was in the mentorship program, it was that battle. And it wasn't until this past month that I finally was like, no, he brings so much value. It doesn't matter. Ask these questions. It also, I'm shooting from the hip. I don't have one straight direction right now. So it's less, this is my thing. This is my identity. That helps a lot. But no, I think I call it my breakup session with them when I let them know that Curl Lounge was not going to be my next thing, right? That I would put all of my energy into. I was like, okay, so I imagine you guys have to break up with me now. And they're like, unfortunately, yeah, you have to be associated with one company as the founder to be in the program. And then one of my mentors, actually the one that I probably fought with the most inside, right? Like wouldn't say these things, but I'm like, God, here he goes again, right? You know, and like doing, here he goes. He always digs up something. And, but he was like, well, you know, if you're looking for, if you still want a mentor, I have the time and we could set up calls, however it would work for us. And so stepping out of the mentorship program and having him as an individual mentor, he's brought extreme value because I'm all over the place as I recreate this identity of what exactly it is that I want to do for a long period of time. He's right here every step of the way. It's like this month I come with my agenda of this and he's like, okay, so I see you've added more on your plate. Like, do we realistically have time for this? You know, are you truly passionate about this project? Because so he's still challenging me in a way of, look, all of these look great, but we need to really see what's important to you. And then when you tell me what that is, then I can dig deep on these specific projects. So he's been awesome in that way.
That's awesome.